my name is Kate Kalthoff and welcome to a Stamping to Share video. Today I'm going to share with you some more cute cards we created at Fall Flair. And this card I created by combining a couple of swap cards that I had on hand, and unfortunately I lost the names of the two people that inspired me. Sometimes when business cards are put in with the swap cards, they fall out and they get detached from the original card, and then I don't know who to give credit to. So that's kind of what happened here. But we, like I said, this wasn't an exact case. I just kind of modified some cards that I had received, and they are beautiful. And you can use a couple of different stamp sets. So these two cards use the stamp set that's called Painted Harvest. It looks like this. It's in our holiday catalog 2017 from Stampin' Up, and you can purchase it as a bundle with this really nice leaf punch. Now the leaf punch isn't used on these cards, but I think it's handy to have around because you can add leaves to a lot of different things for enhancing your look. And we have a lot of flowers with Stampin' Up, so it's kind of nice to have that handy leaf punch. And then one of the cards is kind of just an all-occasion card, sending wishes your way. And this uses the Butterfly Basics stamp set. This is a two-part stamp set that you can find in our annual catalog. And we're just going to leave this sending wishes your way just like this. So let's go ahead and make this card. You'll notice there's three different backgrounds here. We're going to use one more background that I had as an option at Fall Flair. And it all comes out of the Painted Autumn Designer Series paper pack. This paper pack is actually one of them that's on special, where you buy 3 and get 1 pack free, which is kind of a good deal. So this is what it looks like. We're going to use this paper, but you could use any of these papers. And a couple of these papers are very conducive to cutouts. So you could cut out these pumpkins like we did here. Or, let me find the paper, or you can find this sunflower paper and do a cutout. So the card we're going to create right now uses the sunflower cutout. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to set all of these aside and we're going to create. So the first thing that we need is a card base. This is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I'm just going to go ahead and fold that in with my bone folder so that it will lie flat for us. And then we're going to just do the inside panel real quick with a 1/2 inch strip of that Designer Series paper that we're going to be using on the outside of our card. This is a 1/2 inch strip that's 5 1/4 inches tall. So we'll just add a little glue to the inside. We're going to open this up and we're just going to set this right here on the left side. And so then you can add, you could leave this card blank, or you could make it into some other card, maybe a birthday card, and add a sentiment later. The next thing we're going to do is just set this aside for a minute because we're going to go ahead and be building a panel. And the panel we're going to build upon is an early espresso panel. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And the next layer that goes on top of it is a 1/4 inch smaller. It's 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And so I'm going to take this panel, we're going to add some multi-purpose liquid glue to the back, and we're going to set this in so that all 4 borders are nice and even. So we'll get that all set in and it looks good. One nice thing about glue is you've got that little bit of wiggle time. In fact, let me bring in some white paper here so we can make sure it looks good. All right, the next panel on this card is a layer of cardstock vellum. This is 3.5 by 4 3/4. Again, just a 1/4 inch smaller than the panel that's above it. And we are just going to put some glue right here about where we're going to have a circle panel. So we're just going to add a little glue right here where our circle panel will be, because we don't want to add glue anywhere else because it may show up later through the vellum and we don't like that look. So we're just going to hide that attachment spot. The next thing we're going to do is go to the Big Shot machine, which I've already done. And this is the platform that I used. I have my magnetic platform, and then I used a cut plate. And I put down some early espresso and some vanilla cardstock. So let's go ahead and we'll pull these out and we'll set this back aside. And I should mention, because I oftentimes will get this question, is, did I run it through just like that? Well, no, this is the cut plate on the bottom. Then I had my paper, then I had my die cuts, and then I actually have a cut plate that I place over the top of it, and then this is all run through the Big Shot machine. So now let's go ahead and do a little stamping. So I've got my vanilla round circle here, and I'm going to take the Sending Wishes Your Way, and I'm just going to stamp that with some early espresso ink. So I've got that on my block, and then we're just going to stamp this right here, and I'm stamping it towards the top of the circle because I want to add some gold enamel shapes over here, and then we're also going to be gluing our sunflower over here on the left. And so this is ready to go ahead and be put onto our matte background, which is our early espresso. So I'm going to flip this over, and using some snail, I'm just going to add some snail to the back of this circle, and then we'll go ahead and put it right here into our scalloped circle. And that looks just gorgeous. And we can bring this card panel back in. In fact, we might as well put it on our card right now. So we're just going to flip that over, add some multi-purpose glue to the back, and then we can center this in on the front of our crumb cake card panel. So we'll go ahead and press that in. And now we'll go ahead and we will add our sentiment. To do that, we want to go ahead and use some dimensionals. So we only need 3 dimensionals when we're working with a circle. And so let me go ahead and pull those peelies off. And then we can add this right here to our card. So we're going about 3/4 of an inch down from the top, and then I'm just trying to center this in so it's even to the right and to the left. Give that a nice press. And then you're going to take that designer series paper that I showed you earlier, and you're going to fussy cut one of these sunflowers. Now I did do the fussy cutting in advance, so we wouldn't take too much time working on that during the video. But you can see I just used my paper snips and cut all around this little sunflower. Then I'm just going to add some glue over here on the left side, and we're going to set our sunflower in just like this. And that is just gorgeous. Then, just to give him a little stability down here, we're going to add a dimensional. So I've just got a dimensional right here. We'll take the peely off, and then we'll just lift this up, and we'll put this dimensional right here. That just gives that sunflower a little more stability so it's not so wiggly down there. Then we will take a paper piercing tool, and using some of our gold enamel shapes, we're just going to add a couple of those in. So I've got a little heart, and then we can add a little circle, and then one more little circle. Put that one right up here. Beautiful. And our card is almost complete. We want to add just a little bit more of a fall touch to this card. So we are going to take some jute twine and tie that off into a bow. Now I did that in advance so that we wouldn't have to take the time to do it on camera. But then to attach it to the card, I'm just going to add a glue dot right to that bow, and we're going to attach it right here at the top of our scallop circle. So I'll just press that in, and then we can take a scissors and we can just trim up those edges. And our card is complete. So this is what one of the cards look like at Fall Flair. And then let me just bring the other cards back into the picture. So we did this one on camera, and then I had some of these done in advance so you can see some other options. So thank you so much for being a part of my audience today. I truly appreciate you. If you'd like to place a product order, I'd ever appreciate it so much. Visit my blog at www.stampingtoshare.com, and there are links there where you can place product orders from Stampin' Up. Have a great day. Bye-bye.